Time. Time. Time.
All right, everybody, welcome to another match, Nace Esports playoff match. Here we have Lbcc Red versus Mizzou Esports. We're going to be having a great match between these two teams, hopefully. Should be starting very soon. Another playoff match. Love to see any team compete, and we're looking to see a great match today. Waiting for both the teams to get in and start their games. And yeah, um, personally, I don't know too much about either of these teams, but um, I'm sure we're going to see a great game between two great teams. I would love to see competition between schools, just like you would in any other sport. The COD does have playoffs today, I believe. And then there's lots of games going on today. We could tune into other ones depending on how this game goes, this match goes. I believe these two teams should be going in very soon. Yeah. I'm Tristan commentating today, and I've not commented in a long time, so you guys are gonna have to excuse me for my rustiness. It's been a long time, and not doing anything for a long time. You know how it is. You can get rusty at anything you do. So we'll have to see. Both teams still warming up. LBCC warming up before their game. Have to be warm. Play any game. Always good to warm up. Be interesting to see what maps we are playing today. Excuse me, I had to mute for a second. Um, some teams they really love to counter strat each other. Watch the VODs. They love to. Sorry about the introduction, the interruption, everybody. Somebody had to let me know something. But yeah, like I was saying, some teams they really love counter stratting and they love prepping multiple days, weeks beforehand. They really like to see what the other team likes to do. And some teams, they like to stick to the game plan. They don't like to switch it up. And we'll have to see how both of these teams are. I know talking to some of the guys from LBCC, they say, we kind of just like to go out there, stick to what we are comfortable with and what we know works. Obviously, these teams both made it to playoffs, so something had to have gone right for them. And, you know, if it works, if it's not broke, why fix it, as everybody says. And you have to just, you know, understand what works and what doesn't. And here we'll definitely get a showcase of that, depending on how these games go. I'm not sure how the last match between these two went during the regular season, but as everybody knows in any sports, playoffs is where it counts. And we'll have to see if these teams do anything different that they did not do initially. And yeah, let's see. We're just watching some death matches as these two teams warm up, get ready. And we'll be watching LBCC's POV today. We're having some issues with what we normally use to, run the streams, run the broadcast. Um, so we will only be able to see LBCC's POV today, but that does not mean that it's not going to still be exciting. As we all know, it's always exciting. Matches are always good, no matter what. I see invites going through. I do believe the game is going to be starting very soon now. Most likely, right, just in a few minutes. And I will get the audio up and started. As soon as the match starts, we'll get game audio and everything running. While these teams are warming up, though, you know, deathmatch is all about the aim, and we're just watching, you know, everybody get prepared to play. Here we have, we'll be playing against Mizzou Esports. I believe this team is from Missouri, but don't quote me on that. So many schools nowadays are getting their own esports programs up and running, or some have been running for years now, but they're just now getting publicity, and it's really great seeing more and more schools invest in these kind of programs, and it's nice that these players and these coaches showed that there is a lot that goes into it. Same as a traditional sport as well. There's a lot to, a team environment, a team game. There's always stuff to be done, always practice. Um, and these players and these coaches, although yes, they are playing video games, this translates to other things in life, and it's great to see that schools are, offering these people a chance to not only do what they love, but hone their skills, and perhaps this will translate to something else in life, or these people will pursue a career in esports. There's definitely jobs in esports that need people to do. Go around and see. We can see the lab behind them. Lbcc definitely invested in their esports program, and these players are reaping the benefits. And if anything, it's just great to see competition. Competition is always fun to watch, no matter what it is. There's always competition to watch, whether it be traditional sports, esports, or even school. GPAs exist, valedictorians exist. People love to compete against each other, no matter what it is. There's always people who want to compete with each other, myself included. We love competition here at Lbcc. In all the games we compete in, whether it be Valorant, League of Legends, Call of Duty, Smash Brothers, Rocket League, you know, we love the competition here, and we encourage other schools and other people that if they love competing as well, that they should definitely try to compete when they can, because it's some of the most fun you could do. We're getting people into the game, into the lobby. I believe because this is a team in the central United States, we'll be playing on Texas servers, so it's on an even playing field. Um, Although 14 ping to 48 ping doesn't look, you know, doesn't look even. It's more even than we think. And if we find another server that'll be more even with everybody, then we'll be likely switched. But I believe with Nace, they may coin flip and see what servers. I'm not quite sure on that. But I do know some leagues do that for Valorant because of ping issues. You know, that's very lucky. Something you could do in Valorant. If you take something like Smash Brothers Ultimate, for example, if you're playing a Californian team as playing a team in, let's say, Colorado, then you just have to deal with the delay, and there's not much you can do about that. But something like Valorant, yes, there's always delay in an online game, but you know there's workarounds and there's compromises that you can make in order to make things on an even playing field, and if not an even playing field, a better playing field. And it'll be interesting to see. I believe we are going into Haven. It'll be interesting to see how the comps look, and if they're going to be playing, what's the meta comps, or if they're going to be more comfortability picks, and especially as the meta is shifting. Just recently, Vise is getting nerfed, Yoru is going to be getting nerfed, NKO is going to be getting buffed. Lots of changes. We'll have to see how the meta shifts around. Clove getting nerfed very recently, was dominating ranked. Not as much, fully professional play. However, dominating ranked, and you know, when people play ranked, that means they're comfortable playing that. If they're playing that all the time, at home, and that does translate. Some of these players, they may be playing comfortability picks, they may be playing Reyna, or they may be playing Clove, or they may be playing these characters that aren't necessarily seen as phenomenal in pro play, but they're good in ranked, and they know these agents, and comfortability is king, is what some people say. If you take somebody, for example, in basketball, and you take them from one position, you take their point guard, and you have them play, forward, they're not gonna, they may not play to the same level as they would. And oftentimes, that's the same thing with esports, same thing with Valorant. If you take your duelist player and you put them on Sentinel, they may not know all the setups, or they may not know how to lurk, or they may not know these things that are essential for these roles. So oftentimes it's better to just go with comfortability, go with what you know, and you know, just make sure that you're not screwing up your util. You want to make sure every piece of utility that you use is on point and is effective, because utility wins games. Some teams that may have, very in-depth strats or anti-strats, most of the time that comes with utility. And as Valorant and as Riot has said, utility doesn't kill, but it sets up kills. And at the end of the day, getting kills, obviously getting the frags, that is part of winning. But as well, you need to use your utility to set up those kills and to prepare yourself for the win. Get a good flash and somebody peeks off of your flash. That's a free one or two kills sometimes. When somebody's full blind. But then if you realize that what team likes to flash an angle, then have somebody play anti-flash and trade that person out. So we love to see the adaptions come through mid-game. It's a big part of what makes this game interesting to watch, and what keeps this game alive is the fact that it's not a carbon. It's not every game is the same composition. Not every game is the same map. Different maps means different compositions, and there's always stuff changing in this game, and we're gonna have to see how it goes. And yeah, I believe going into Haven here, we'll have to see. Right now in the pro meta, Sova's always good on this map. Recently, Omen's been good for smokes. And, we have agents like Teo, who was just introduced, was looking pretty good on Haven. Not as good as Sova, but, a lot of teams, especially um, when you play coordinated with a team like this, who you practice with, double initiator is very effective. Having that much utility to clear angles, to get flashes off, to confirm those kills is huge. And a lot of teams like to run double initiator. For example, Ascent, the meta on Ascent forever on in pro play has been Sova KO, the double initiator and solo duelist. And because it's just so useful to have that much utility to get all that information out and to know where the enemy team is to make your gunfights easier. Utility does not equal kills. Always. They do not give you just straight kills unless you're playing Raze, which is why I play Raze. So I don't have to shoot at people. But you know how it is. If you can't win your gunfights, you will not succeed in this game. And you always need to be able to win your gunfights, just like in any other, traditional sport. Um, I take basketball for instance, which is the traditional sport I'm most comfortable with, which is what I reference all the time. And people tell me, "Why do you always make a basketball reference?" I go, "Well, it's pretty easy to understand. If you're not gonna make shots, you can't win the game, no matter how good your defense is. If you can't, if you can't, make those baskets, then you don't score and you don't win the game. So at the end of the day, it does come down to winning your fights and winning rounds is what matters the most. And whoever wins the most rounds wins the game, and that is how it works. There's people when you look at people when they play ranked and they save their ultimates for a long time, and compared to in professional play. In professional play, most of the time, these players they use their ultimates to confirm rounds. Ultimates that could, get them two kills, 3 kills, could win a round. Instead, they would use that on one person just to confirm the win because of